And her involvement in it is not as much as the co-defendants.
Ms. Ayala, you're charged with, you speak English, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Ayala, you're charged with theft. Shh. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you...
All right, let's take a moment. The court just read the defendant the traditional Miranda warning, which is one of their rights. This is where things go serious, though a $4,000 fine and a year in jail are serious consequences. For you, a question. Given the previous events, would you grant bail to someone facing a retail theft allegation like this if you were the judge? Leave a comment with your thoughts. How strict would you be? I wonder.
Say canon will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
On March 9, 2025, at approximately 5:43 p.m., an officer was dispatched to a Best Buy in Houston, Harris County, Texas, in regards to a theft. The call notes advised that the suspects had left the location in a red Dodge Challenger with a temporary tag that started with 74. The officer located a vehicle consistent with the description about 0.8 miles from the business. The officer was also given a description of the suspects. A traffic stop was initiated. The officer immediately recognized Defendant Sauceda from previous thefts from Best Buy. Defendant Sauceda stated he took 2 items from the Best Buy without paying. The passenger, who is identified by her Texas driver's license as Defendant Ayala, and Defendant Sauceda entered the store and went to a cell phone station. Defendant Ayala distracted the cell phone employee while Defendant Sauceda used a pair of scissors to remove 2 cell phones and exit the store. Shortly after, Defendant Ayala received a text message from Defendant Sauceda, and she immediately left the store without purchasing any items. The total value was $1,499.99, and the 2 items were located inside the vehicle.
Ms. Ayala, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you not to have any contact with the co-defendant in this case. If I find that you do, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. I'm also ordering you and barring you from going to any Best Buy in anywhere. Do you understand? If I find that you pick up a new case, if I find that you violate these conditions, that's it.
Yes, sir.
So do you mind filing those conditions, no contact with the co-defendant, no going to any Best Buy, anywhere? And then, now you have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with them. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yes,
for now, I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take your seat in the jury box, so we'll get your bond conditions, we'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. Okay? Thanks.
Judge, I have 2 bond violations. The first one is Torres Noe. His bond violation is for failing to show up to a random UA. I tried reaching out to him, Judge. Apparently, he got deported. So that kind of explains why he's...
Sure about that? How do you know?
That's what the family told my office.
Got it. Okay, I'm gonna end up revoking it then, because I can't just leave it open. I'll leave it at 2501.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
And then you reinstate it once it's done, if you stop.
I mean, let's see. Like, more than likely, like if it's not his fault, they just up and took him, then, you know.
Yeah, his family says he was detained by ICE and deported.
Just I would reach out to the family, let them know, hey, if you're gonna get him back, do it the right way.
Yeah.
You know, like get permission first, and then if I see that they do that, then of course, absolutely, I would reinstate it. You know. So, who's second?
And then, Judge, the second one is gonna be Lemberg, John.
With an L.
Yes, Judge.
Come up, Mr. Lemberg.
And Judge, I spoke with Mr. Lemberg. He had a BAC of 0.03 on his interlock. I spoke with him about the incident. We talked about, let's just be honest about this and let you address it. We are asking for an admonishment because it is his first bond violation. He said he went out with friends on Friday, had some to drink. He didn't drive that night, but the following day he didn't know that he was going to be positive.
Whoa, did you notice that? The judge just gave him a double whammy by using both a GPS ankle monitor and a scram monitor. It's like being under house arrest while using a breathalyzer. You are unable to cheat. To be honest, I had no idea that I would still feel good the next day. Weak excuse. Very weak. Tension is evident at this point, and the judge's patience is ebbing.
When he tried starting the car, and of course the ignition interlock picked on it, I did admonish him that, your bond conditions are no drugs, no alcohol whatsoever. It's not only when you're driving, but throughout the pendency of the case. He understands that now. He is just asking if you would give him an opportunity change.
You had a DWI 2 years ago. Now you've got another one. We tell you not to consume alcohol, yet it's happening anyways. So either you don't care about court orders or you have a problem.
Yes, Judge.
Have you seen how many people we put in custody?
Yes.
I'm now going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not consuming at all. I'm going to put a scram monitor that detects alcohol through your perspiration 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't give a rat's behind what your next excuse is. If I find that you ever test positive for anything else again, I will lock you up. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your other ankle, I'm now going to put a GPS monitor and I'm going to give you a curfew of 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. If I find that you're out because I don't want you out in the middle of the night, likewise, you will go into custody. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
It is absolute no tolerance herefore. I don't care what your excuse is from now on. No means no. Do you understand?
Sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Villasana.
Morning.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 7, 2025, at approximately 7 p.m., officers were dispatched to a person's town on the West Digital Road in Harris County, Texas. The officers spoke with the witness, who the witness stated that the defendant was parked when he got to the location and was asleep in his motor vehicle. The vehicle was burnt on, all doors were off. The witness stated that he knocked on the window multiple times to see if the defendant wakes up, that the defendant did not respond to knocking, and that the witness had to use a special tool to open the door and was only able to put the defendant who seemed a little bit off. The witness stated that the defendant told him that he had been drinking a few hours prior to driving to the gas station, and that he observed a brisk man in the middle of the console of the car, asked the defendant about it. The witness stated that the defendant had been in the hospital 3 days ago for alcohol problems. And another witness stated that multiple customers had stated that the defendant had been at the gas station, and when that gas station, they accessible witness to the cameras and saw the defendant's car had been parked there since 6:30. The witness too went outside to check on the defendant, and the defendant was asleep and tried to wake up the defendant by knocking on the door, but he did not wake up. The motor vehicle was on. The officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, poor balance, and disorientation. He refused SFSTs and admitted to consuming alcohol a few hours prior. An open container of Jim Beam bottle was lost in a hidden compartment of the passenger seat, and an empty can of Four Loko was located in the center console. A styrofoam cup with a lid and a cup holder with a liquid matching the color of the liquid in that Jim Beam bottle was also found. The DIC was read and the defendant refused spread. The blood warrant was signed and executed and was identified by his Texas driver's license.
Are you telling me that he had alcohol in the car while driving?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Villasana, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you not to drive any vehicle whatsoever for any reason. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months of jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you to obtain a portable device that you're going to take with you everywhere you go to prove to us that you're not consuming alcohol. If you have a problem with alcohol or illegal substances. You better address it, because if you don't, and it becomes a problem, I'm going to do it for you, and I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I am sending notice to DPS, and I'm placing a restriction on your license that you are not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an interlock on it. I'm sending notice now to DPS in Austin so that every police officer in this state knows that if you're caught driving a vehicle and that vehicle doesn't have an interlock, they will take you to jail. Because I'm ordering you not to drive now, that's why I'm giving you a portable device. But do not drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You get no more warnings. If I find that you do, I'm gonna lose it. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir?
Sir.
Okay, we will give you time to go hire a lawyer. I'm gonna have you swear to us that you're not gonna drive. I will get you to Victoria where we will have you sign a reset. You will get with Fleischer your bond conditions. After that, you're free to go. Be careful, Mr. Villasano. Okay? You are Alejandro Castillo.
Steve? Yes.
Mr. Castillo, you're charged with failure to stop and give information. Essentially, leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
No.
On March 6, 2025, at 9 a.m.,
Sinabi na naman nila.
officers were dispatched to a crash at a location in Meltdown, Texas.
Nagpunta ko ng Texas.
Upon arrival, the officer met
Los
the
oficiales sa
complainant.
security counter.
The complainant stated that she was sitting at a red light and she was struck by the defendant, and then the defendant left the scene.
Uy, wala sana.
The complainant was able to get the vehicle's license plate.
Ito na lang masinsin.
Okay, this is going to be one of the most difficult parts of the hearing. Pay close attention. This is no longer only a traffic infraction. The judge is going to give the defendant a reality check regarding IC detainers. And believe me when I say that the courtroom quickly becomes chilly. I would like to know if judges should consider the effects of immigration when making bond determinations. This one generates a lot of controversy.
The complainant followed the defendant through a residential neighborhood where the defendant lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a house about a mile from the original crash. The complainant estimated damage to be around $2,500. It is not copyrighted.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Okay. Mr. Castillo,
Yung kasi yung
I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you in the jail because they sweep it every single day, every couple hours, if they find you in there, they will place an immigration detainer on you and you will be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration where you will sit. It takes 9 months just to get a 911 tape here, so you will sit for that time, then shipped off to immigration. I don't know what your status is, but if you're not here with permission, you better live with a halo over your head and not violate any conditions that I put on you now. I'm ordering you not to drive. You do not have a Texas driver license. You do not have liability insurance. You are not to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care that you need groceries. I don't care that a baby needs to go to the hospital. If you don't have a Texas driver license and liability insurance and approval from us, you are not allowed to drive. If I find that you break this condition, your bond goes bye-bye. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
ocupar su propio abogado. ¿Usted puede ocupar su propio abogado, sí o no? No.
I can have you fill out an application and I will take a look to see whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer. I need to know everything about you. We are filing conditions that you're not to drive. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Deputy Miranda is now going to give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I will have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box, sir.
Judge, was that a financial affidavit?
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Reyes.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Always a pleasure.
To see you today. Same here, sir. Looking sharp, Judge.
You're Miss Grab?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
On March 9th, 2025, at approximately 1:08 a.m., an officer observed a vehicle on 5,000 block of West Love Road, Harris County, Texas, speeding going 58 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. This was confirmed by Dr. Rear. The officer followed the vehicle and observed the vehicle to fail to maintain signal lane several times. A traffic stop was initiated. The vehicle did not initially stop. The officer initiated sirens, at which point the defendant's vehicle increased in speed and continued to fail to maintain a single lane and failed to signal lane changes to get around it and the vehicle as the officer was in pursuit. The vehicle finally came to a stop. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle, and observed the defendant to have red, bloodshot eyes, thick, slurred speech, and the strong odor of an alcoholic beverage upon her breath. The defendant admitted to coming from a wine bar and said she had 2 glasses of wine. SFSTs were conducted. 6 out of 6 clues observed on the HGN, 5 out of 8 clues observed on the walk and turn, 3 out of 4 clues observed on the one-leg stand. The DIC was read, and the defendant consented to a breath test. The results were .100 and .101.
You said she was going 50 speeding or 40?
58 miles per hour and a 40-mile-per-hour zone.
Got it. Okay. All right. Ms. Grab, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Sure.
You have a lawyer. He will take care of you. Because you do, I will waive your appearance. Just stay in touch with him and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. For now, we'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. Oh, does she have a license?
Yes.
No prior DWIs?
No prior DWIs.
Okay, we'll have you sign a reset, Victoria. You're not allowed to drive unless you have valid liability insurance as well. If you don't have car insurance, do not drive. That is a condition of your bond as well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll have you sign a reset, Victoria. You'll get with police for your bond conditions and you're free to go.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.